You know what's funny, Tyler? Don't even say it. I'll say it. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Around the 412 2022 NFL mock draft. You got Smitty, you got Tyler, you got our boys Jake and Richie joining us as well. And I want them to introduce themselves. They can tell you where to find all their stuff. However, first things first, this is stuffed right off the bat at the beginning of this because Tyler does the intro for our normal show. However, for stuff like this, I typically am the one to do it. And I just immediately froze whenever that 30-second intro was done, and I was like, is Tyler gonna say something right away, or should I jump in and do it? But
I was thinking the exact same thing.
But what's up, boys? What's going on?
It's great to be here. This is an event that I wait for. Put it on the calendar. It's a fun time.
Yeah, as soon as you guys let us know that we're getting ready for it, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna put everything to the side because I look forward to sitting down, chatting with you guys for a little while and talking about the best thing in the world, the NFL draft.
Yeah. Jake, your name is literally Jake NFL Draft for anybody that's wondering how involved you are in the draft community. I put out a tweet today. I don't know if it did anything for your following. However,
yeah, it did.
I'm really excited for this time of year myself, but I get even more excited for people that are as into it as you are. So first things first, just tell the people where they can find your stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, my Twitter handle is the name here on, but you can follow me at Jake NFL Draft. I do some stuff on NFLmocks.com, mostly a lot of mock drafts. We got to grind through about, I think, like 9 more of them before the draft. So I'm gonna be exhausted by Thursday.
9 in 3 days.
But anyway, yeah. So, and then I've got stuff at riseanddraft.com as well. That's gonna be growing as well. Excited for next year in that process. So, and do a few things on YouTube as well. So.
Richie, what are you up to these days? What do you got going on over there in Richie's world?
Richie's world is nice and busy, but you guys can follow me. That's at Richie Brads with a Z36. I know the market's going to be a lot smaller considering that the 412 is Pittsburgh, but for any of you crazy Ravens fans out there, I put my opinions out with Russell Street Report. And for any of you even crazier Arizona State fans, I actually run the Locked On Sun Devils podcast, which is Monday through Friday talking about Arizona State sports. So, I mean, if you love mediocre sports teams, then you should definitely check out my work for the Ravens and for the Sun Devils.
Hey, both don't have quarterbacks.
Hey,
Wow.
We have runners that throw the ball.
For this, it really doesn't matter which site we are using. However, Jake, you're always using the mock draft database. So that is absolutely what we're going to use to put our picks in for me to keep track of them. How this is going to work is we all have set teams. However, Donnie's a bum. Don't even want to bring him up. He's not here. But also our good friend Nate Williams is supposed to be here. He has a lot of other stuff going on that is much more important than being a part of this mock draft. So we wish him the best and wish the best with everything that's going on in that situation. However, with his picks now, what we're going to do is the 4 of us are going to collectively make those picks. And guess what, guys? Nate had number 1. So now we collectively have the number 1 overall pick. We want to do this as predictive as possible. So what I will say is, assuming that you guys also saw this come out today actually this might have been reported in the past, but really today I saw another thing about it. There's 4 guys really that Jacksonville is talking about. The report actually today was like Balky wants Trayvon Walker. However, Con wants Aiden Hutchinson. What does this mean for you guys? How do you think that this actually ends up playing out? Let's just start there.
I'll go ahead and tag in first. So the thing is like you truly need to just hit it out of the park. I think a lot of times we get kind of caught up in the philosophy of you need to draft guys who fill a need and you can't reach and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, the biggest priority for you should be drafting quality players or Pro Bowl players, stuff like that. So for the Jaguars, what they need to do, because they consistently are a seller team, short of that like ridiculous 2017 season that nobody saw coming.
Yeah,
but
we don't need to talk about that year, but
what happened that year? Neither here nor there.
Nobody
knows.
Yeah,
exactly. But they just need to draft good football players. And thankfully for them, if they're looking at the edge rushing spot particularly, there's 3 really, really good guys.
3, not 4.
Here's the thing. Jermaine Johnson is like right there. I think he's probably a peg below the consensus 3. But
Okay.
I am 100% a Jermaine Johnson guy. 100%.
Okay, so let me ask you this before, and let's just go around then after this. If this were you at number 1, where are you putting your vote?
See, and that's the funny thing is I'm not going defense. I'm committing to Trevor Lawrence, and in doing that, I'm taking Evan Neal, and here's why. The dude played 3 different positions at a high level at Alabama. He played left guard, he played right, and he played left tackle. Right now, you've got Cam Robinson on the left side. You've got Jawan Taylor on the right. So go ahead, slot Evan Neal at guard, which is where he started his career. Once you realize that Jawan Taylor is not an answer at right tackle, slide him there. And then when you realize that you shouldn't be shelling out a lot of money for an average player in Cam Robinson, then you can move Neal over to the left side. Like, this is not only a long-term move, but this is also, in my opinion, the smartest move that you can make, because Neal is an instant day one kind of player. And like I said, you need to commit to the investment that you made in Trevor Lawrence. The best way you can do that is protecting the guy who was sacked like in the top 5 most sacked players this past year.
Okay. Jake, where are you at?
I think so. They talked about the 4 players being on their board, right? At 1. I think 2 of them are Walker and Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm.
I actually only think they have 1 offensive lineman.
Same.
I actually
and
think
it wasn't the one that Richie said.
I agree. I think it's a Quando. I think the 4th player, because of where they graded Jalen Waddle last year, I think the 4th player is Jameson Williams.
Oh my goodness.
I really do.
Bro, if they took Jameson Williams at 1,
they're not gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
But I do think because of where they graded Waddle, I have a feeling Williams is the 4th guy.
That's I haven't heard anybody mention that, but yeah, it does make sense if you look back to last year, like, and tie it in.
Yeah, and the way you build your board, that would make a lot of sense.
So, Jake, where would you go then with this pick?
Of those 4 guys, I think if you want this draft to be one that kind of sets this tone for like, okay, we've got Doug Peterson in here. This should be way more stable than Urban Meyer, and just, yeah, like Richie said, just draft good football players. I'd probably lean safe here at 1, just because I think this class is not the best.
Go ahead, say it.
At the top. It's bad at the top. I'll just be honest. It's bad at the top. Like, I think, like, if just do the thing, like, put anybody in this class, try to fit them in your top 10 last year. It's hard to do. And
I mean, to be fair, we've been ridiculously spoiled, I feel like, the past few years in the draft with ridiculously good players.
It's very true. And we will be next year as well. And yeah, I would probably lean Hutchinson, just because, again, I know it's like really cliche to say, oh, this guy's going to come in and like change the culture, but he kind of will. I feel like he's going to be that guy who does that. Not that Walker can't do that as well, but I think Walker's transition, and maybe if they're in a 3-4, they might even play Walker on the edge. They might play him like defensive end in a 3-4, where he's kind of sitting in that like 2-3 technique area. So I'd probably lean Hutchinson.
And Tyler, what are we thinking?
I'm with Jake. I'm also going Hutchinson. And I think part of the reason that I'm there is because before the combine, before all the analytics of the draft came out, that's the way that Trayvon Walker has really soared up the boards for everybody. And I feel like if you just go back to tape and where we were at the end of the college football season, Aiden Hutchinson was a clear top pick in this draft, and Trayvon Walker was a first rounder, but he was not even being talked about as like a top 10 pick, let alone the number 1 overall pick. So that's where I'm with him, where I'm going like with the safe pick. I think he will be a good leader. He's a solid defender right away and come and help that defense. And I'm going with Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay, so that's and I think I agree with what I would do. Now, if we want this to be as predictive as possible, does that answer change for anybody and what they actually think the Jaguars do?
Yes.
Same.
Yes, I think it does. And now I'm not just saying that because I do think it'll be easier for me who have the Lions at 2. But I do think that would, I think Balky is going to push for that as hard as he can over the next, under 72 hours.
Yeah, doing a predictive selection
cut off.
here. That it will be this way every time that I add a player to the board, so just be prepared for that. But I think we're looking right here. I think Trayvon Walker is the guy that I think is going to be the pick.
Yeah. But again, and I'm with Richie. I would probably leaning offensive line totally makes sense here. Because I feel like tackle is pretty shallow. There's a lot of projects, in my opinion, after the top 3. So I
100%.
totally get where he's coming from and taking Neal or Aquanu either way. Like I understand that.
So
yeah,
go ahead.
It's just one of those classic, like, what they should do versus what they will do. What they should do is take Icky or take Evan Neal.
Yeah.
What they're gonna do, they're gonna take either Walker or Hutchinson, I think.
Okay, so my vote is Walker, just to keep this as much as I think it's going to be on Thursday.
I tend to agree.
I would also agree that Walker is probably that pick.
Oh, it feels good.
All right, moving on. Okay, by the way, it is not going to take that long for every pick. That's one.
This one won't.
Listen, we're trying to add to the realism of the actual draft, except the actual pick will not be picked for another 30 minutes. So let's be real.
We were waiting for any trade offers to come through.
Yeah, Carolina really wanted to move up.
The pick is in. We're just not going to announce it for 15 minutes.
I can't believe the Rams are calling for the number 1 pick.
Oh man.
They're trading their 2020 or their 2030 first round pick.
That's valuable.
2030 to 2035, everyone.
Start scouting those 8th graders, man.
Oh man.
Okay, so Jake, you said that this makes life pretty easy for you too.
Well, because not to go too in depth, but I feel like if Hutchinson is the pick at 1, I have no clue. It could honestly be Sauce Gardner would not surprise me at 2 at all. Like if they really think Okudah should move to safety, if they feel like that's better for him, then I do think Gardner's in play because that's such a Campbell guy. Like no matter what. But Walker, I don't know. No idea. We have no idea what the Lions think of Walker at all. I think Willis might be in play as well. And so it's really nice having Walker go first because the Lions, this is easy. This is take the in-state guy, run up to the podium, tell the commissioner, like, man, we need 2 seconds max for this. We want Aiden Hutchinson. It's as easy as it gets. Hutchinson, like Gardner, is very much a Campbell guy.
Yeah. What else do you need to say about this pick? They are literally waiting for Jacksonville to make their selection and then running to the podium, because if it is Hutchinson at 1, what is Detroit's probably looking to move back, honestly.
Yeah.
But is there going to be any takers? We've heard that. I mentioned that briefly, that no one's really looking to come up, and there's a ton of teams looking to move back. So I don't know that they're going to get many calls if they're looking to move number 2.
This stinks because if it's Hutchinson, we have no clue. Like last year was so nice. We knew like, oh, the top 6 is probably going to be this.
Right.
And then it gets interesting with like Detroit and Carolina. This year it's like, we don't even know what Jacksonville's doing. It's crazy.
Yeah. I got the Texans at 3. I'm going to, I don't know if you guys will consider this going off the grid a little bit. But I am going to shake things up, I think, to a degree here. You mentioned one name, Jake, that you could have thought about it too and transition somebody to a different position. I'm going to take Sauce Gardner at 3 to the Texans. I really think that Lovie Smith is going to love this guy. I like the pick a lot for them. And hey, they still got pick 13 as well here to address other areas. I have Sauce Gardner as my number 3 player in this draft. He's going number 3 overall.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, he's just one of those dogs, like what Jake had mentioned, talking about like he's a Dan Campbell guy. Dude's just a dog.
He's got that dog in him.
I knew it. I knew it as soon as Richie said, oh man, I knew it. I knew that.
Dude, forget the combine, forget pro day. He's just got that dog in him.
So I'm gonna assume this is like Pee-wee's Playhouse, like, he said the word of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're looking out the other window right now, pal.
My gosh.
Well, then there you go. I guess I can leave it at that.
This is another team on the clock right now that has 2 picks inside the top 10.
Yeah.
Tyler, what do you think?
And I feel like you kind of made it easy for me. And granted, I feel like the Jets have one of the easier positions at being at number 4 because some decisions get made for them, whatever Jacksonville, Detroit, and Houston are going to do. But I think the pick is easy, and it was even easier whenever I was looking up some stuff about the Jets and saw they were 25th in sacks, 26th in pressures, and 27th in quarterback hurries, and it's Kayvon Thibodeau. I think that's going to be the pick for the Jets. I think he's been linked to there, and I just think that he's a great player. He's got extreme athleticism, and he's really explosive, has a good motor. I think he can work on some pass rush moves to make him a better pass rusher, but I think against the run, he's pretty solid. And I think that he's good at like being a bull rush rusher, but he just needs to develop more of creativity as a pass rusher, which I think will come in the NFL. But I just think he's really good. And I feel like he's kind of gotten lost within like the edge rushers at the top, because now the talk is Hutchinson and Walker. But I think just people are kind of forgetting that Thibodeau is still there too, and he's just as good as those guys as well.
I'll take it a step further and say I think this will be an edge here. I think it's Jermaine Johnson and not Thibodeau.
Yeah, that late report today, that report that came. Yeah, it's hard to say because it's draft week, so who knows if that report is true.
I felt this way honestly before,
but
seeing that. So it's almost like confirmation if it does happen.
There was definitely that talk early at like post Senior Bowl, pre Combine was very much talk about Jets like at 10 taking him. So
yeah,
I get it.
Richie, let's have some fun with the New York Football Giants right after the Jets.
Oh man, I feel like there's a million different directions I could go here. There's a lot.
I took sauce out of your hands. So.
Yes, you did, but I won't lie. I'm looking at Derek Stingley now. There's all sorts of directions we could go here. Daniel Jones, love him or hate him, I think you roll with him for one more year, only because there's not a quarterback here that just blows me away. I feel like you got to look at getting him a line. I feel like you got to look at getting him weapons to throw to, because Kadarius Toney is very, very much on his way out of there. Kenny Golladay, when he's healthy, still wasn't what they hoped he would be. So you look at someone to throw to, you look at someone to protect him. You look at a pass rusher. Jermaine Johnson is very intriguing here. You could go a best player available strategy and look at a Derek Stingley, or I think Kyle Hamilton could be in play for the Giants, just maybe not at 5, maybe at 7 when they come back around again. There's all sorts of directions they can go here, but I feel like the value of an Evan Neal is too much to pass up on. Andrew Thomas has turned a corner after a very rough rookie year. He looked a lot better his second year, but I still think that there is room for improvement. And again, like I mentioned with Jacksonville at 1, Evan Neal has played right tackle. So if you want to continue to hold the fort down with Andrew Thomas on the left, then you get Neal, put him at right. And you're in an NFL where having bookend tackles is more important than ever before, because you have guys like TJ Watt who rush off of the strong side. Yeah. So you would know,
right?
I would know. I 100% would know. By the grace of God, Big Al was on the left side. Oh man. But that being said, yeah, I got to go Evan Neal here. I think that the value is too great to pass up. The opportunity to get your bookend tackles, no matter who the quarterback is, whether it's Daniel Jones or whether it's Bryce Young or CJ Stroud in 2023.
Okay. Yeah. Any thoughts on that pick?
I think it's a smart pick. Going with tackle, like there's not a lot of great tackles after the top few. So getting this one, especially at 5, I feel like he could go earlier. You can make an argument to make him go earlier. So if you're the Giants and he's there, I feel like you should take him. Hello, Smitty.
I was curious. I didn't know if it would make all of us this part and keep that on the screen but smaller. That's obviously not how that went.
That was cool.
Pick number 6 is also. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I do think And then the best part is like, oh, hey, Andrew Thomas, maybe goes down. Maybe it's like hamstring issue for 3 weeks. And you're like, yeah, easy. We can kick Neil over to left. No problem. And you're golden. Like Andrew Thomas has played on the right as well. So like having both guys be able to play both spots is fantastic for the Giants.
Yeah, hard to argue with any part of that selection. Good job, Richie. Also, I like the way that you always set yourself up in these by pretty much having a debate with yourself about the position. Like, even though you know which guy you're going to say that you're taking, you're like debating with yourself beforehand.
I'm trying to bring the energy here of like we're yelling across the room at each other, and ultimately, what I say goes. I know that Richard Bradshaw and Rick Bradshaw may have different opinions, but Richie Bradshaw is the guy calling the shots.
I love that.
Oh, it's cringe, but it's funny.
I love it. It's awesome.
Guys, this is another collective pick here for us at 6 for Carolina. This is, I don't want to say a worst case.
This might be the
scenario for
worst
them.
pick in the draft.
I hate this.
I mean, Ekwonu did fall here for them, so
You love
maybe
the
that's the
value.
route that they go. But would that really be the route that they go?
No,
They're gonna if they're gonna take a tackle, they're taking Trevor Penning this high.
Oh, dude, let it be.
Yes, they are.
I'll throw this out there just for you guys to think about.
Okay.
What do you think about pairing Brian Burns with another Florida State Seminole in Jermaine Johnson after losing Hassan Reddick? Get your bookend edge rushers plus Derek Brown up front. That's a sick, nasty D-line.
It sounds good.
But that makes too much sense, Richie.
Yeah.
That's why it's not going to happen.
That's way too good to be a Carolina selection, unfortunately.
Carolina hasn't even considered. They don't even know he's in the draft.
Yeah.
that rule is.
They were too busy
looking
looking at Pickett's hands at the pro day to realize that this draft has edge rushers. They don't pick till like 137 after this.
I mean, I guess the good news is that like they probably wouldn't have taken a corner, and we did see a corner go at 3. So like I said, Ekwonu did fall here. That would be to me the smart selection between him or Jermaine Johnson. But it's like you think about it being Carolina. I could
Just
maybe
like
throw
Kenny
him a bone and
Pickett.
say they would just consider Charles Cross. I don't know.
Just do the thing.
Just select
Do the thing, man. just
Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett.
I mean, it came out today, right? That they're not going to even like kick the tires on any type of Baker Mayfield
Yeah, it did sound like
until after the draft.
It did sound like they were shooting that down. If they take Ekwonu and he's available, I'm just going to declare the Panthers winners of the draft like immediately. I don't even care what they do on day 3. They did a correct thing, and we'd love to see that. So, I mean,
so do we throw him a bone here and go with that, or do we?
So.
Are we trying to be
That's the
realistic?
issue. Is we're going for realism.
Yeah, we are.
And I just don't.
So
see that happening.
who's the realistic pick?
Show me available
Pickett,
players.
man. Let's pick it.
I mean,
It's
I'm
Pickett
trying
or
to-
Willis. No, like
I'm on the quarterbacks, by the way, already. I already
Yeah,
had that
it's
up.
one of them.
So
well, that's the thing, right? Like it
tough.
extends the window for Rule. I don't know how much like a tackle here is like, oh, perfect. Now I've got an extra year because Sam Darnold is suddenly going to be good because we got a left tackle. I just
Still seeing ghosts.
I think he wants to extend the window.
and I think it's Pickett.
Yeah, I do too.
I just don't. I
do
don't
too,
see them
man.
taking Malik Willis, even if he's available.
Yeah,
if
I
both
don't
are
think
available.
so. I don't think so.
Kenny Pickett at 6.
Yeah. Kenny
Yes,
Pickett.
everybody is
Because I think
me scroll down.
honestly, I think he might look at if he wants to extend his tenure with Carolina. Everybody's saying if you need a quarterback to win you a game right now, it would be Kenny Pickett, even though he doesn't have as high as a ceiling as the other guys. So he might look at that as like, all right, he's going to win me some games right away. That way I can get some more out of this. But he's not the best quarterback in the draft.
Have we seen
That's a
Kenny
fair-
Pickett and Mitch Trubisky in the same room?
We had to, because one like is actually like a good athlete, right? Like one,
This is true.
I
Pickett
feel like
is very
Trubisky
underrated.
can scoot. That's the thing. But everything else, yeah, I get it.
So
I
is that
do
what
like
we're
that
doing?
comment, by the way. Fitterer distancing himself.
That's my guy, Michael Natalie. I love you, Michael. I see you.
That's perfect.
That's my guy.
Do it, Smitty.
All right. I mean, that's what
I
we're
mean,
on.
he has a rule named after him now.
It's true. Does that mean
Is
he's
that
got
being
that
taken
dog
into
in him?
consideration? Is it-
He has that dog. In him. You see
There
that
you
play?
go.
Come
Yeah,
on.
that play. Yeah, that's all it took for Rule and Fitterer. That's all it took.
We go from the consensus right back to Richie with the Giants.
Oh man. Do I take another tackle and put Evan Neal at guard?
Yeah, but take
Depends on
Charles
which
Cross.
one. Yeah, it depends
Just
on which
really
one.
keep the Equanu fall going.
Oh, of course. So here's my predicament is during the offseason, you heard conversations about whether or not the Giants were actually going to entertain and perhaps trade James Bradberry, which has me wondering what his future is with the Giants, whether or not that's for 2022 and then after that they move on, or maybe they're holding on to him long term, or maybe they're shopping him during the draft. But I don't know what the security for him looks like there. And I won't lie, I don't know what the depth behind him looks like. And that would have me kind of worried a little bit, which is why.
Well, they took Aaron Robinson last year, right? He's a dog.
Oh, woof woof. I am going to take Derek Stingley here.
Okay.
Because I think that they need some kind of flashy player to get the fan base excited. I also think that this is probably best player available. The only other guy I would be looking at here based off of what I've done so far would be Jermaine Johnson or Kyle Hamilton. But the question is now becoming, is it more important to have premier edge rushers or premier corners? Because you're in such a pass-heavy league. And I think that the opportunity to have Bradberry and Stingley next to each other with Xavier McKinley over the top, that sounds like a really fun secondary. So I like Stingley right here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a whole ton of mocks doing this. At the same time, I've seen a lot where Sauce does fall to 5, so they get him at 5 and Edge at 7. So if Sauce is already off the board, that obviously changes things for them, and this is very possible, I think. However, I will say, Jake, I know exactly what I'm doing if I'm 8 here with Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if you go the same direction.
You run all the way up.
I would run to the board here because my top overall player in this class is still on the board.
Top overall?
100%.
Same, and but that's not who I
100%.
was saying.
Matt
That's not who
Ariza.
I was saying to predict.
Really? Okay. I like it. Dude's a
Listen,
dog.
Mariota's getting
Take
sacked a
Punk God
bunch.
at
And they
number
got
8.
punt. They're going to be deep in their own territory, man. They got to help the defense out. Oh man, yeah.
All right, so he's the 195th player.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to throw the takes out there on punters. He's not punter one, in my opinion. He's not.
Oh,
not.
okay.
I think we
Not.
could just kick him from this live.
The
Jake,
guy
it was
who
awesome
is
to see you.
the guy who is nope, one more. It's Jordan Stout.
Did
Yeah,
you
but he's a
actually
Penn
like
State
scout
guy.
punters?
You know, I had an afternoon where I thought, you know what, let's just see. Everybody's calling the rise of punt god. I've seen the highlights of his like the 80-yard punts. Stout's way better at pinning when he's at like, you know, at midfield or whatnot. He's way better at keeping it out of the end zone. So
I wish I had that much free
Yeah,
time.
but Joe knew.
But that's actually like, so we're getting way off track here, but Equanu is not even who I'm saying I know if I would be taking here in this spot, just because that is the best player available to me. But I that's not the direction I would go if I was doing this entire thing myself.
Yeah, for me, it's one of two players. It's the top two on that consensus board there. Yeah,
Okay.
Atlanta, that offensive line, by the way, it's not good. They've thrown so much in like the last 3 drafts. It was in 19, it was Lindstrom and McGarry. In 20, they grabbed Matt Hennessy. Last year, they grabbed Dahlman and Jalen Mayfield. Looks like Mayfield and Dahlman are just actually not good.
Wow, that was a shocker.
Yeah.
Dahlman's a really good athlete, though.
He
so.
is. I just he should be good there because of what Smith runs, but I don't know. It's just the play strength is just all the way not there. Hennessy, the jury's out, and then Lindstrom and McGarry both have options that are either going to be picked up soon or not at all, and they could both head to free agency. So for me, like knowing that and thinking either we're getting our quarterback in this draft in the second round, or we're getting a quarterback high next year, I feel like the offensive line has to be in place, even though I would take Hamilton with zero hesitation. And
By the way, still not the player I was talking about.
Wow. I've done this exact top 7 and have just struggled.
Mine's sitting right here at 11.
I actually don't think.
Yep.
I don't think that guy screams Raven to me personally.
Okay,
don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm just saying. I think that guy screams Baltimore Raven to me. When Thursday night concludes.
Please.
I know Richie's excited about that.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like to me.
I mean,
I'm
pretty sure that TJ Watt has more sacks than the Atlanta Falcons do in the history of the franchise.
It's true.
So there's just nothing there from a pass rush standpoint. I don't know how they pass up a top 4 edge rusher in the class. That's the one position that I think they have like 4 of the top. I don't know overall. What do you guys think? 4 of the top overall, like 15, 12, maybe even players.
Yeah. I mean, it's a struggle here at this pick. I will entertain the gallery here with what they think.
Because best player available is
you're
Ekwonu.
Thinking, right. In my opinion, the best player available is Hamilton. But Smitty, you would go Johnson.
I think I'd just be looking at now. I know this kind of comes into the discussion like need versus best player available.
Yeah.
But when the need is as great as Atlanta's is for edge rushers, and it has been for so long, that's where to me it's Jermaine Johnson above the other two. But
I like Jermaine Johnson a good deal. However, if the reports about Karlaftis falling out of the first round are true, and you have pick 43, that is a pick that I am willing to part with and extra to get up and get him. I feel like at this point, like Jermaine Johnson, Karlaftis, all these guys, I like Ebiketie a lot and would love him in the second round. There's just so many guys I'd like more.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm going to lean Ekwonu here.
Okay.
This would probably be a little bit shocking, and it's not even something I would do. I just think Atlanta has to get that right. Like they have to. And so I'd rather bank on day 2 edge rushers hitting than trying to find another offensive lineman on day 2 that may or may not work out and the history isn't good.
I just want to gauge your guys' interest here because I agree that if the board falls this way, you really look at Icky, you look at Hamilton, and you look at Jermaine Johnson. But when you look at that receiver depth chart, I mean, that's easily the worst receiving core in football right now. Do you consider Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams or any receiver that you guys might be high on? I feel like this is probably the ceiling as far as how high a receiver goes. If the board falls this way, are you having a conversation?
Yeah, when we were in Atlanta, in our room, we were talking, heavily in the Atlanta Falcons war room right now about that. And one guy, I will say, brought up the idea of, listen, let's build a forest at this position and put Drake London next to Kyle Pitts. And the room did that. The room did that. They made that. A lot of them made that noise.
It sounded like you cracked a window and all the air in the world just came in.
Yeah. I would.
That's wide receiver 1 for me. That's wide receiver 1.
He's my 2, but yeah, I'm there, man. I'm there.
That is the closest prospect to Mike Evans as a prospect that I've seen. Not pro, but prospect wise. That's the closest thing I've seen to Mike Evans.
Yeah.
As far as a receiver here, I mean, I've seen Garrett Wilson go in this spot in a lot of mocks.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also haven't seen Ekwonu get this far in a lot of mocks.
This is just so hard. Your offensive line is kind of horrendous. And there could be so much turnover next year. Like it would just be hard. to pass on that.
Okay, so I'm Seattle. So the first thing I'm doing is looking at who I have going in the third round in other mock drafts.
Tyler Smith, do it.
I'm just going to scroll down and grab someone randomly for you.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is I take Trey McBride.
See, no, that's no. Don't give a really good player to them. Don't do it.
No.
I feel like
I'm just trying to think of like
Leo
just
Chanel.
a random pick.
DeMarvin Leal.
This is Penning. No,
this is James Cook right here.
This is Penning.
If Penning's going to go like,
man.
yeah,
this is.
I mean, it very well could be
prison yard mentality with Penning.
If
like,
I would look at Charles Cross and Jermaine Johnson.
I 100% think they will do that. Predictively, I do think it's Penning at 9.
I don't disagree.
I think they're gonna do it. I do, with Cross on the board. Even
that's a total John Snyder pick, and you know it.
It is. And no, even if we went Jermaine Johnson at 8, like Ekwonu and Cross on the board, I'd still be like, yeah, they might still go Penning.
Agreed.
Like it's
dude, he screams Seahawk.
He does.
Because it's a mid pick.
Yes. Yes. Breece Hall here would be fantastic.
Breece Hall.
I think it is between these two. Although I've mentioned his name so many times, I still think like Jermaine Johnson should be in this conversation.
Oh, he 100% should.
Jordan Davis.
I think they're going to go tackle.
That's 2 on the nose.
But
Thank you.
Thank you. Nose tackle. I see what you did there, and I appreciate what you did there.
I'm going Charles Cross.
No, you're doing it smart. Wow. Why would you be smart?
You ruined it.
Smitty went into the Seahawks war room, erased their entire board, and was like, "Hey, there's actually like a round 1 talent on the board. Believe it or not."
I have an idea, for another pick that I'm going to be making that hopefully the board doesn't change much here at tackle.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Tyler, you got the Jets at 10.
Okay. Now this is actually interesting because of the way the board is sitting right now. I didn't think Kyle Hamilton would be here.
Yeah.
You know, real quick before you make a pick, a lot of people are saying that this pick isn't going to be the Jets and it's going to switch to San Fran's and a Deebo Samuel trade. I don't think it's going to be that they have to give up the 10th overall to do that.
No. Probably 3rd.
I think
4th.
What?
No, I'm just being a smarty.
I think it's like, you know, maybe multiple day 2 picks, but the 10th overall,
it could be 35 I don't see and 38 maybe.
I wouldn't part with that for a guy who needs a contract.
I mean, I'm not saying that I would want my team to do so. But I like 10 isn't happening, and I just wanted to get that out of the way first because I still think that the Jets are picking at this spot.
Or is there?
So you don't want to trade?
There's a team in the 4-1-2 that might want to.
Although I have the Steelers at 20, and I'm looking at the way the board is right now, and for them, I know they had Kyle Hamilton in for a visit. Even with bringing Edmonds back in a 1-year deal, if he were to start to slide, I know that he would interest them. None of the receivers have been taken yet. Yeah. Mike Tomlin loves him some Jordan Davis. Booth Jr. I like a lot. Do the Steelers like a lot? I don't know. However, I'm probably making a call here.
As we've said on our show, we know the Steelers are looking for quarterback, and you're an idiot if you don't think they are.
I'm making a call here to Pittsburgh, not to Pittsburgh, from Pittsburgh.
All right, sweeten me up because you have to convince me not to take Kyle Hamilton.
Do you want me to leak here? I'm going to leak something from the Vikings draft room. They might take Malik Willis.
I'm trying to call the Jets right now, but they might be putting their pick in because they're not answering.
I can't believe you're giving up on Kellen Mond.
Hey, this is Kevin Colbert over in Pittsburgh. We like the way the board has fallen right now. We know that you guys already made a selection here in the top 10. How would you like to move back to 20? So you would get our first next year as well, and we'll throw in an additional 3rd round pick as well, and that could be this year's.
So 20, an additional 1st, and 3rd.
84 this year.
84 this year. just for 10, or do you want anything else in it?
Go ahead and give us Elijah Moore too. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, just for 10.
Just for 10?
Heck yeah.
You know, Kyle Hamilton is enticing. Didn't think he'd be here, but that's not the pick that I'm looking at right away, and I think I can trade back and get someone that I'd want anyway. So let's do it.
All right, send it in. I'll send it over to the league office.
All right.
I'll FaceTime you after.
We're about to pull a Browns and not send it to the league, not get it approved in time.
All right, now how do I do the trades on here? All right,
well, hopefully you put it. It's not too strict, so the picks that you actually gave up might work.
I just want you to know that like I'm using TDN right now, and their offer acceptance is like in the red.
oh wait, so I can't trade. Where's this year's picks?
Oh, did you just do a round one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing with this is like you have to do a 7-rounder to be able to trade this.
Although don't we? Why does it have to be? What's this red thing mean?
It means like all the
it has
value
to be
is to you.
It has to be in the middle for it to accept the trade.
This is stupid.
Well,
So we can't do this.
Select the Jets pick, or did you already?
No. I guess not.
Well,
Now it's
just
right
try.
there.
I mean, we're not worried about the other picks, so just try to make it even so we can switch.
I added literally every single pick that's available here to Pittsburgh. 20 first.
No, but you have to even it out on the Jets side too.
Yeah. You have to. So
like, just start clicking some Jets picks.
But why would they? Oh, you mean okay? All right.
They're saying it's overloaded for the Steelers.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now
Wait, now take.
Are you trading everything that everyone has?
I'm trying to. But
Take one back.
It's not
Just
possible.
Just start mixing up the unclicking some of them.
Real quick, Richie and I didn't get to hear you guys on the phone. Did you throw in David Putney?
There it is.
You pancake.
So
eating.
we're giving up. Hold on. Pittsburgh's trading
Everything.
pick 20, and then a first, second, third. Or no, sorry, the third is not first, second,
fourth, and seventh of 2023
for
So
10.
The Jets are.
Second,
Oh my
Elijah Moore in
God.
this deal.
Bro, I hate
There
it
it
here. I hate
Now-
it here.
And now Pittsburgh's on the clock. We're
Also
done with
Elijah
this.
Moore.
Bro, we know
Wait,
the
hold on.
pick. We know.
What do the
pick.
comments say? Are the comments saying no? Surprisingly, no. I thought people were making
Ricky
fun of that
Williams.
whole situation.
Ricky Williams.
What do you think of the people coming out and saying that there might not even be a quarterback taken before the first 19 picks?
You mean by people, Todd McShay?
Yeah, with sources.
Unless
don't
you talk
see
to
it.
Fitterer, I don't know, man.
Or
Like
the
directly.
Steelers
to
not
Fitterer.
having to trade up for Willis and just getting him at 20 like outright.
That's hard
I don't
to
see
imagine,
it.
man. Like
I don't understand how he would make it past 20. Or make
somebody's
two-
going to
two
take a
20.
shot. Somebody's going to take a shot.
Yes,
100%.
and that's the guy to take the shot on.
So I don't even know where we're at now after sending all those picks.
Who has the Commanders?
Richie's got the Commanders at 11.
You know what? They're the Washington football team. Screw that name.
I had just gotten used to saying that.
Washington, I guess, is the way to go now.
Yeah.
Washington. Richie, what do we think?
Oh
Washington.
man.
You want to take
So-
quarterback?
Sir, I have Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke. I think I'm okay.
Colts fans don't.
This is true.
That's
oh
another
man,
conversation, man. Good times,
dude. So you can never have too many pass rushers, and having Chase Young, Jermaine Johnson, and Montez Sweat sounds disgusting. But unfortunately, as amazing as that is, you are not in a situation where you can take a luxury pick like that. There doesn't seem to be a lot of movement on the Terry McLaurin front in terms of re-signing him. And beyond him, like you like Curtis Samuel, you like De'Ami Brown, but you don't have some true number one receiver in the event that McLaurin is gone. But Kyle Hamilton is also slipping, and you just let go of Landon Collins. And
but it's 40 though.
Oh, it's just 40. I totally forgot about that. Totally forgot about that.
He didn't run a 4.3, so he's a terrible player.
Are you aware of like their current depth chart at safety right now? Because I got it pulled up in front of me. Cameron Curl, Derek Forrest, Bobby McCain, and Jeremy Reeves.
Half those players aren't real.
So you're taking receiver.
Exactly. No, to me, this is really easy. I got to go Kyle Hamilton. It is the absolute best player available here. It helps a defense that, quite frankly, is pretty dang good. I feel like Kyle Hamilton is just too good of a value to pass up right here.
I agree.
Yep.
I was considering taking him at 10 and rejecting Smitty's offer. I think
So
the
I was
slide,
considering trading up for him.
I thought I heard that.
Lying to you and telling you I was taking a quarterback and then taking him.
yeah. I mean, the slide for Kyle Hamilton is just over exaggerated. I don't think it should be a thing.
No, it
I think
should not.
people are too hyper focused on it. Just look at the quality of player he is.
It goes back to that conversation of like positional value and like safety isn't that
Go after Ricky
important,
Williams.
but yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw that. That's hilarious, Andrew.
It was all the picks.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't like the positional value argument because if a player of Kyle Hamilton's caliber is on the board, you take him. You just take the best player. Don't overthink it.
I'll even go one step further. I think safeties are more important than they've ever been.
I could totally get on board
if we're
with that.
sitting in shell and we're doing, the Staley defense, the Fangio defense, like you need safety. You can again at least cover half the field and then fill the alleyway with authority, like covering the slot sometimes as well. Like I feel like we're moving that direction. The NFL might not get there yet. Like
Hey,
with
as
the
a
mobile
Steelers
quarterback
fan,
thing, right?
As a Steelers
Might
fan,
take some
watching what
time.
Minka Fitzpatrick's done for this defense. Yeah, I agree.
Having a safety is a premium right now. There are not a lot of elite safeties.
Yeah.
Richie, how do you feel about watching what Minka Fitzpatrick's done for the Steelers defense?
Dude, you know what? He's been good, but I just thrilled that we have his dad, Marquise Brown, out there.
Wow.
Oh
There it is.
my
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Maybe one day you get a quarterback to throw to him.
Jeez.
Man, you really talking quarterbacks right now?
Jeez.
Yeah,
You
you see that
just
move?
you took RC Cola's version of Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Hey,
Don't
no.
come after my
No.
quarterback.
Malik Willis is not close to Lamar Jackson. I'll say that. We took the RC Cola version of Cordell Stewart. Okay.
You guys,
There you
I don't
go.
even hear Richie. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
There you go.
I think he muted himself.
This is
I
Bush
muted him.
League.
No, but obviously love the pick there. Getting back on track, Kyle Hamilton 11 to Washington. That puts, for some reason, Tyler gave Jake the Minnesota Vikings to pick here. He's just picking for all the teams in the NFC North, I guess.
Listen, I was trying to spread it out. Okay, it just so happened that he got to pick for the Lions and the Vikings. I should have gave him the Bears too. Well, they don't
Yeah,
have
should've.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we were doing a 2-round mock draft, I'm sure he would be.
Yeah, I probably would get them. Well, wanted Kyle Hamilton here. It's a shame that Richie and the Commanders didn't really want to add a receiver to the room. This is like where Vikings fans literally dread everything because it's both Stingley, Gardner off the board, Hamilton's off the board, and you'd think that I'm gonna take Jermaine Johnson here, don't you?
Hello, I'm making a phone call to the Vikings draft room.
Hello. Hi, this is the Vikings.
Hey there, this is Eric DaCosta over with Baltimore. How you doing?
I'm doing lovely, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got to tell you, I really like the way that this board is falling right now, and I see the moves that the AFC North is making, and I feel like I got to call up and I got to give you an offer. I would love to move up 2 spots here and give you pick 100, which is one of our third-round picks here.
I like that. Any chance you could throw in Marquise Brown?
I'm gonna have to go no on
Yeah,
that one as a negative Ghost Rider.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Yeah, sounds good, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
100?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Pick
Yeah,
100.
get in front. Sounds good, man. Take care.
Am I gonna have to trade entire drafts again to make this work?
I don't think so, actually. I actually don't think so. It might not even take 100 to do it. Oh, wait, you don't have 100 at your disposal.
No, he has the
Oh,
2023
shoot.
draft.
A 2023 3 might work. It's possible.
All right, who is it trading again?
It's Minnesota and
Minnesota
Baltimore.
and Baltimore.
Where are those bums at?
It's actually a
Okay.
pain to find them.
Where
They're definitely on the other side.
Baltimore's are far
Oh
right.
wait, I have to do it.
Yeah, they're right next.
Far
There
right.
you
Yeah.
go. There it is. Yeah, so I would try the third rounder. There it
Yeah.
is. Look at that.
Happy.
All right. So now Richie's on the board.
Yeah.
We're on the
Guys,
clock.
this is a very easy decision. You
Well, I hope
just
so. You
had
trade it up. So
you just had Jermaine Johnson slide all the way to the 12th
oh
pick.
my god.
You want
So you're going to take Traylon Burks.
Exactly. You want to make sure that you get
that's
ahead
just
of
a big
Houston
Devin Duvernay.
just to make sure that you secure your guy. But Tyus Bowser has an Achilles tear. Jalen Ferguson, the sack daddy, is anything but. Odafe Owe is a monster, but he needs a partner in crime right now. You have the opportunity to get two really high-end athletic demons off the edge. These guys are dogs. Yeah.
I would say
Jer-
So you're
Jermaine Johnson.
red shirting David Ajabo. That's what that's what you're getting at.
Bro, dude. Oh, that would just be amazing.
It's a real
But
shame he got hurt, really. It is.
yeah, no,
Sucks, man.
I'm coming up the board here, and I'm making sure that I get myself a elite pass rusher here. Jermaine Johnson, please.
I thought you were going to take Devin Duvernay with a mushroom from Mario.
Oh my dude, I saw someone on Ravens Twitter was like, we should trade a 4th round pick and Devin Duvernay for Kadarius Toney.
What's the
I-
difference?
Sounds fair.
Yeah, let's trade a first team all pro special teamer
Yeah.
and a 4th round pick for a character issue guy.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh,
Love the art of the deal.
The art of the deal.
I'm pretty upset because I thought somehow, some way, Jermaine Johnson was getting all the way to 13 for the Texans.
Exactly
I
why I
walked out
traded
of
up.
here. I could have walked out of here with Sauce Gardner and Jermaine Johnson.
I told you he's going to be a Raven.
This is true. This is true.
Hey,
But
can
with the
put that
way
on
the
me.
board's
God is good.
gone, honestly, this is pretty easy for the Texans now. I'm gonna go Jordan Davis, another guy that I think just screams Lovey
Okay.
Smith. Honestly, did I even click draft? Yeah, okay, I did. I don't know. There's a lot of. It seems like either people think this guy's gonna go like top 10 even, or he could slide all the way to like 20. It doesn't seem like there's very many people that are in the middle of that debate.
I think this is the perfect middle ground. Truly. Like this defense in Houston needs anybody.
Mhm.
They have Grenard, who's a nice rusher, and they have a really nice slot player in Desmond King. That is it.
So I got them Sauce Gardner and Jordan Davis so far.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
We're building something. What is it? I don't know, but we're building something.
Yeah, please hold.
Got yeah.
Jake, now you are on the board unless you move back again here with the Minnesota Vikings now at 14.
Nah, we're picking. We got this thing on lock. This is easy. So Kevin O'Connell comes over from the Rams. And
Mhm.
what the Rams have done a lot of is 11 personnel. So let's get 3 receivers out there. And yeah, it's going to be receiver. Obviously Justin Jefferson's elite. And, Adam Thielen, great player as well. But none of them really have the true game-breaking speed that
Ooh.
Jameson Williams has.
Ooh.
So to
That's
have
so
a room
stupid.
with Jameson Williams, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen is fantastic.
Yeah, whoever's picking for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're not happy about that.
Oh, dude, they're
Remember,
pissed.
I'm
punching the air.
Just a couple years ago when the Vikings laughed at them for taking Jalen
We're
Reagor
taking
instead of Justin
Reagor.
Jefferson? They're gonna call them and just start laughing in the phone for being able to take Jameson Williams in front of.
Are we sure they wouldn't just take, like Treylon Burks over Jameson if both were on the board for the Eagles? Or they would take,
I saw
Christian
somebody.
Watson over Jameson Williams.
I saw somebody that covers the Eagles say that they legitimately feel like Chris Olave is at the top of their wide receiver board.
Well, I believe
Not
it
a bad
since
thing.
he's
He's really good.
if you shrink Devonta Smith a little bit and make him a little stockier, then yeah, that's who Olave feels like, honestly.
And I have no problem with Chris Olave, the player, but for that reason, I don't know why you would pair those two together.
That's fair. It's a
Well,
fair assessment.
now the Eagles are on the clock.
Dang it! That was going to be my pick. Because I thought Jameson Williams would have been the perfect pair to go with Devontae Smith.
He would
Okay.
have.
And Reagor.
Just gonna
and
kick
Reagor.
my
JJ
back here.
But
Kwesi Adolfo
you
Mensah
have
just
to
kicking the
adapt
feet
on
back,
your
baby.
feet. You have to adapt on your feet. And they're still going to pick a wide receiver because that's the Eagles' way. Their wide receiver room has sucked forever. And with a third year in a row, we're taking a receiver in round one. Which one's it going to be?
That's exactly what they're going to be saying.
It's got to be
what?
Christian Watson.
So Stego Whiteside again.
Jahan Dotson.
I think I'm going to take Garrett Wilson because I just think his athleticism, his catch point, even though he doesn't have the size of some of the other receivers, but I just think his pure athleticism is completely different. And I think it's really an argument between who you think is number one between him and Williams. I think if Jameson Williams didn't get hurt, that might not be the case, but I still think that he's an amazing receiver, gets great separation. Either of the Ohio State guys, I don't think you can go wrong with them, but I'm going to take Garrett Wilson to the Eagles, basically because if I took Olave, I think that would be taking the same receiver as Devontae Smith, or a very similar one.
So the same thing that happened the pick before, where the Eagles were upset with the Vikings. I'm assuming that the Saints, the consensus here is pretty upset with that pick being Garrett Wilson right before.
Yeah, considering
all right,
the
this
Seahawks,
is all of us together. So
yeah, considering the Seahawks did the thing I don't think they would do. I thought, oh yeah, baby, Cross will be here at 16, and it'd be a no-brainer. Oh, take Penning.
So you think
16,
they would go
yikes.
tackle 16, wide receiver 19, or you don't think to take a wide receiver in the first round?
No, I maybe not, because I had something else in mind at 19 as well. I think it could have been tackle safety for them.
Okay.
I actually think this, and I guess we'll get to that when we get to 19, but the safety room is, we lost Marcus Williams, who went to Baltimore, and they brought in Marcus May, who's coming off an injury that is very
They also
difficult
brought in
to
Daniel
come back
Sorensen.
from. Yes.
BYU guy, by the way.
All right.
Yeah, he's
Oh
stocked.
my
though,
God.
That means he's got that dog in him.
So they just literally all it was Taysom Hill was like, "Hey, I need a favor. My buddy Daniel Sorensen needs a job."
And then he's like, I'll play safety right next to him. Yeah.
Man. So I think that they would have loved Garrett Wilson here, but where do they pivot to? I'm willing to listen to any and all input on this.
I think Olave contrasts really well, or complements Thomas extremely well. The Ohio State New
Go
Orleans
Buckeyes.
Saints. We got Lattimore, we got Michael Thomas. I mean, I'd feel bad for Saints fans if they took Penning at 16.
I'm on Chris Olave here, honestly.
Yeah.
If I was making the pick.
However,
Richie or Tyler? Oh,
Penning does have that dog. So what to do? Because now Dennis Allen's the head coach.
yeah. Mhm.
So he feels like a guy who'd be like, "Oh, he got that dog in him," and oh my gosh.
So here, as my concern is being a New York Jets pick holder. I don't know what the Chargers are going to do.
Well, I know what the Chargers are going to do.
Yeah, I think so too.
If the Chargers are going to, if both receivers are about to go right here, 16 and 17, the Jets are going to be calling the Saints to trade up.
I actually think, I kind of think I know what the Chargers might lean.
But if the Chargers are
not
not going to go receiver, then the Jets don't need to trade up. I don't know.
This just feels like Olave. Oh,
so here would be my thinking.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the Jets are not looking at Olave. They're looking at the other one.
Yeah, I know. I don't think the Chargers
By the
are
Jets,
going to go.
I mean me.
I don't think the Chargers are going to bucket the same two type of players in their room. As much as I am a huge fan of Drake London, I don't know that they'd be like, yeah, we brought back Mike Williams just to draft Drake London. Because it doesn't fill the buckets. Like that'd be an Olave landing spot as well.
Here's my thinking is there is still two receivers you could look at here between London and Olave. The Eagles have already taken a receiver. The Chargers don't necessarily need a receiver, but both the Chargers and the Eagles could need a tackle. And I understand we're not huge on Penning, but we got to remember the Saints did just lose Terran Armstead, and they don't exactly have a solution at that spot. So you might need to look at that aspect of it, of if we take a guy we need right here, could we possibly get another player that we like 3 picks later? Because I do think that you really would only have to miss out potentially on the Chargers, or if the Jets traded up for a receiver. And again, like the Eagles aren't going to double dip. So you could still have London or Olave fall to you.
Yeah.
The most dangerous thing you can say is the Eagles aren't going to.
This is true. This is 100% true.
Receiver.
So, okay, what are we saying? It's either Olave or Penning?
Yeah.
I personally would go Penning.
I'm going to hot take the world here.
Say Kenyon Green.
I think I'd probably go there if I were the Chargers instead of Penning. But like I think, and you can't count on this, but I would love to just the Saints say we're taking receiver and safety, and we're going to take Sean Ryan, move him to right tackle. We're going to go Ramczyk to left tackle, and we'll be just fine. Personally.
See, I don't know if you mess with a good thing because Ramczyk is like a top 3 right tackle.
I know he's played both though.
No, totally. I get what you're saying. I don't know if I mess with a good thing. That's all. Because like that'd be like the Lane Johnson thing with Philly is he could have played left, but he was so good at right that you just left him there for his whole career.
Well, Sean Ryan's played left tackle as well.
Let's just take Nakobe Dean and call it a day. Tyler, what do you think?
I'd probably go line here, and I mean, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the Chargers. Saints, I'd probably go Chris Olave. I was thinking of the Chargers pick, but
all right, it's Olave.
Yeah,
then.
That's not a bad pick. He's really, really, really good.
And here's why I like Richie's sentiment, though. Really, I know we're lagging real hard here with, but I think Penning will be the pick at 9 anyway for Seattle.
True.
So I think the Saints might, and I think the Saints will be thrilled if Charles Cross starts dipping a little bit, and they might even move up, try and get Charles Cross, or he just falls in the lap because apparently there's talk about him just completely falling anyway.
Do they fancy a quarterback? I mean, you having 2 first-round picks would give you that ammo. Would that be something you entertain? I know it's not ideal, the guys who have been on the board, but it's hard to not at least consider the upside of a Matt Corral. I don't know. I personally wouldn't. I'm just throwing it out there. Like,
I think the Saints believe that they can contend, and I don't see why they wouldn't. I think the NFC is pretty weak. the Packers might take a step back. Who knows if you go Trey Lance this year, the Niners, are they going to be in the same boat? Like the Rams and Bucks, they'll be there. The Saints have beat the Bucks 4 of the last 5. I think they think they're there.
Yeah.
So I think
I agree.
receiver, tackle, safety are the 3 spots. But I get that of wanting to do tackle, because do you believe in Winston? I don't. They gave him a 2-year deal.
His eyes are fixed.
They gave him a 2-year deal.
He's not throwing a million picks.
It's true.
I'm the Chargers here, and I'm going to do. I'm finally. He's coming off the board. They're going to go offensive line. Trevor Penning's the pick at 17.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, him and Slater. That's sick, nasty.
Maybe.
Could be.
Dude,
I hope it's. I hope by mid-season they're like, crap, we might have to start Storm Morton.
You know, I thought I thought about quarterback here because I don't want to pay Herbert in a couple years.
Dude, you gotta think big picture. You gotta constantly be planning for that.
And I'm like, man, we'll probably pick up the 5th year option. But
here's the thing, and to go back for a second, I think you would have had Tyler punching air, because I think McDuffie would be in play as well at 17.
Oh,
if they don't like Penning or Ryman. So
yeah, that'd be fun too.
McDuffie.
Smitty, did the Steelers play the Chargers this year? No. That's a shame, because if Penning's the right tackle, I would have loved to see TJ Watt on him.
Dude.
All right, so this is a spot here for Philly. They already got their receiver.
Yeah. This pick's easy for me. It's Trent McDuffie. I think the corners in Philadelphia, you've got Darius Slay, but he's 31 years old and not getting any younger. And then you have Avonte Maddox, who signed, but is he really a long-term starter for you? Steven Nelson is a free agent. Doesn't look like they're going to bring him back. So I think you got to get your guy as a corner. And I think that Trent McDuffie is a pretty good coverage guy. And I think that's the way they're going to go. I honestly think that maybe my receiver is not correct, but I think that McDuffie will be one of their 2 picks.
He feels like an Eagle. I don't know what it is. He feels.
I hope not, because I like him a lot. I think that he's like automatically day one that he steps on a football field like a top 3 slot in the NFL.
He's a dog.
Shoot. Oh no. Oh no.
Got that dog in him.
Over under Trent McDuffie 13.5 right now, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that he lasts this long. But
if Houston doesn't go sauce,
I could totally see that.
Then maybe he's big at 13.
They go 13.
Yeah.
Absolutely could see that.
I could see the Eagles making it so, especially depending on how the wide receivers have fallen, you flip-flop the picks and McDuffie's their pick at 15.
It's possible.
Yeah, but I honestly, if it gets to 15, I'm not expecting to see him still on the board.
Yeah,
but all right, we're collectively making another pick here for the Saints. They went Chris Olave at 16, so at 19, I would think that takes Drake London out of play. You were talking about safeties.
Yeah,
I was just about to throw out there. Daxton Hill is there.
Unless people view Hill as a slot, then
I view him as whatever.
Scene. I think there'll be some teams that have seen higher than Hill, and I can understand that.
Oh, the Georgia kid?
Yeah. I think some teams will. I think a lot of people penciled in, like when the Eagles still had 3 firsts, a lot of people penciled in Scene as one of their picks.
Oh,
just because I think teams might trust Scene on the roof a little bit more than Hill, is all I'm going to say.
If the Steelers didn't bring back Edmonds on a 1-year deal, and we're still looking for like that same type of mold, like I think Daxton Hill offers a little bit more, but if you're looking for like specifically a compliment to Minkah Fitzpatrick, like Lewis Scene would have been in play at 20.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's interesting then.
Yeah, that's the only thing. And
what else did you mention?
I will even point this out. This is somebody who would love to see Hill fall to 22, like selfishly.
Yeah.
But I do think truly that there will be teams who like Scene more than Hill.
Okay.
Then you have that all the Georgia defenders went absolutely nuts at the combine too, and
With pretty much everybody that's anybody in the NFL there in attendance.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So do you think that offensive line's in play here at all? Or is it between those two, Hill and Scene?
it could still be in play. Man, Ryman and Smith.
Do you want that fifth year option on Ritter?
No, not here.
Do I?
Do the Saints. Do the Saints.
Nate is punching it right now, 100%. That name came up at 19. I guarantee punching air, 100%.
Love you, Nate.
Would it be like a Jordan Love situation all over again?
Oh my God.
Could be. Hey, I want to take Ritter at 22. You leave him available. Okay, leave that man available. I truly don't know if they believe in like Ryman. I guess I don't know, man. These guys still available at tackle, not named Sean Ryan, are like yikes, man.
What about someone like a Kenyon Green though?
He's played every.
Maybe.
He played everywhere but center even last year alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was pretty good on the left side, but then there's that thing with like, oh, the medicals aren't good, so he may fall out around one. I don't know if that's going to be true or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
I feel like he's better interior, and they have so much invested in the interior right now.
100%.
Okay. So we're between what? Ryman and one of the safeties?
Yeah.
And you think Scene over Hill for specifically?
I kind of do.
I kind of like Scene there.
I kind of just thinking about what Sorensen does and what May does best.
What does Sorensen do that's good?
He got that dog in him.
It's
thinking about
like
how good
Office Space.
Sorensen is at handing other people water bottles, and then thinking about
Sorensen handing a water bottle to Scene just sounds right, you know?
Dude, it's Office
well, that's
Space.
what
They
we're
go
doing.
up there like, what exactly do you do here?
yeah, exactly.
That's us with Sorensen, man. Like you make the other team angry at you.
I think that this is really good for the Jets, personally. Go ahead, Tyler. Take it away.
Drake London. It's a receiver that they do not have on their roster, at least the build.
And could have taken a 10 and not been questioned about it whatsoever.
Nope.
Yep. I mean, Drake London's 6'5", big body receiver. He can use his physicality on the outside and go get the ball. I just don't think the Jets have that. No offense to Braxton Berrios or anything, but I think they need an upgrade at some of the receivers. Zach Wilson, my boy, deserves better. So yeah, I think getting him another weapon would be good. And I think that Drake London is their receiver, whether it would be at 10 or trading back and being able to get him now too.
Love it.
I think perfect situation for them, honestly. Richie, you got the Pats. For some reason, you were given the Pats.
Dude,
again, spacing.
I know what I would do.
Give him a bad player.
I think Desmond Ritter, man. I don't know. You got to think long term.
Really, the answer?
You're gonna have to pay Mac Jones in 4 years.
Mac Jones doesn't have that
think
dog
about
in
this
him.
stuff now.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Dude,
he's got that Chihuahua in him.
He's got that Chihuahua.
Oh man,
the board could not have fallen better here.
Really? Okay.
Feels pretty good for them.
You could go a million directions here. You just traded Shaq Mason. Zion Johnson's on the board.
Yeah, great player.
You could continue to build your trenches with Devontae Wyatt. You could get your eventual replacement for Devin McCourty with Daxton Hill and still have the ability to play him nickel in like a Tyrann Mathieu kind of role while you have Kyle Duggar next to him. You could get your gimmicky kind of Patriots players here. You have a George Karlaftis that you can flex all over the place. Devin Lloyd screams New England Patriot to me.
100%.
You just lost J.C. Jackson. You have Kyer Elam and Andrew Booth on the board. You really cannot mess this pick up, which is why I'm going to go ahead and give them Isaiah Spiller.
Love to see it.
My 2 cents before you make your selection here would be Andrew Booth Jr. and I'm so upset about it.
I actually think Elam.
Really? Okay.
I actually do. I think he's cleaner medically Apparently,
I'm going to leave the phone lines open for a minute while I kind of stew over this, because
everyone has the Patriots blocked. So good luck.
Oh, I mean, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Besides, it'd be Bill Belichick's Husky that was answering the calls anyways.
Yeah. Is he on an island drafting this year again? Like 2020?
Yeah.
For some reason, to me, I think Devin Lloyd. That just seems like a Patriot pick.
I think it's Lloyd or Elam.
And
that's both sound like Patriots, man.
That's exactly the direction I'm going here, is Devin Lloyd.
Okay.
He just
linebacker.
The ability to put him everywhere. I heard this comparison and I don't like it, but you can use him the same way, is a Micah Parsons kind of role, where you just kind of unchain him and let him do what he does best, and that's fly to the football. And he could be a better version of what Kyle Van Noy was for them, or like Jamie Collins was for them. And you know that they love those linebackers that they can put all over the scheme. That's Devin Lloyd. So to me, there's a few picks in this draft where I love the fit, and Devin Lloyd with the Patriots is got to be one of my favorites.
It's Kyle Van Noy went to a better school, by the way.
Slim Donta Hightower, linebacker Sam Rush.
Donta Hightower.
I mean,
dude, I love it. Like I said, the board fell so perfectly for them, where I had like 5 or 6 guys that all made
I wasn't
sense.
going to like it regardless.
Slim Donta Hightower that could cover faster.
Yes, exactly. There was a lot of directions, but
there's only one direction.
This is true. And we will stand them till the end of time.
Jake, go ahead and break your own heart.
This is easy as pie right here. It's not even thinking about receiver at 22.
Desmond Ridder?
Not
really
even
slid
thinking about
all the way.
receiver. Receiver's not even on my mind at the moment at all. This is Daxton Hill, 100%.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Karlaftis.
No, Daxton Hill, 100%. Can't let
it's not Traylon Burks.
Can't let Daxton Hill potentially fall to 27 to Tampa Bay. Can't do that. Can't do that.
I'd throw up. So yeah, good pick.
Exactly. This is exactly. This is so similar to 2019 in a lot of ways for the Packers, because I do think edge 3 will be high in their consideration early. So yeah, Karlaftis makes a ton of sense here.
Mm-hmm.
If that report is about him falling is true, then maybe stay away from that a little bit predictively. Maybe he's the pick at 28 if he gets there. I don't think he will. But like, it's just with Amos potentially leaving after the season. There's no extension for him on the table right now at all. Darnell Savage, they keep thinking, okay, we're going to take that step with him. We're going to take that step. And like, it just hasn't happened yet. So he's another one. Are you going to extend him after this year? So both guys could be off the books after 2022. Easy. Daxton Hill, play him in the slot, play him on the roof. Let this man blitz, like do everything with him. You say play him on the roof?
Yeah. What's he doing up there watching the game with Jordan Love's mom?
Jordan Love does get a box, okay? Yeah. So he's up. He's just it's insurance, bodyguard.
Okay. All right.
Bodyguard.
I just wanted to make sure that's what we were doing with him. No, I love the pick, which means I hate the pick. Tyler, you got the Cardinals at 23.
Yeah, can you do me a favor and go to that all button? So my mind went 2 ways. And I thought my mind could be made up if Karlaftis was gone right here. But he's still there, so I'm still going 2 ways. And I am looking at Karlaftis and Zion Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't look at a corner here?
No. Because I like Booth Jr. and don't want to see him go to. So I'm looking at it as Karlaftis would be the replacement for Chandler Jones. You need to give JJ some more help there. And the other thing is I would look at Zion Johnson because I like him better than Kenyon Green. He's got the versatility of center and guard. I mean, I think Zion Johnson is a top 20 player in this draft, probably. And
top like 10 player in this draft.
I was going to take it one further as well. So I think he is a top 10 player.
So it really just depends on what I think the Cardinals will do, because they've had last year they had 10 combinations at offensive line for starters over the season, which is ridiculous. But you lost Chandler Jones. And so my pick's going to be George Karlaftis because I feel like that was what the Cardinals would do, because I don't really think they care about protecting the little midget in the backfield and let him run around. I think that they're not worried about that right now, and they're just going to let Kyler Murray just scramble for his life continuously.
It worked for Russell Wilson. It can work for Kyler Murray.
Yeah. I think Zion Johnson would be the smart pick there, but I do think Karlaftis is the pick.
Wait. It's not a linebacker 3 years in a row?
No, if Devin Lloyd was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
no.
right. The
Patriots took him.
Shoot. That's right.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is a consensus pick, I believe. It was one of Nate's. Yeah, Cowboys at 24 is so we are all making this one.
Zion Johnson.
Perfect. No, I don't think so, man.
Really?
Jerry Jones has Arkansas connections, brother. Listen.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And listen, you don't have to worry about the mental game.
Michael
You just put him in the
Gallup.
slot.
I like this comment.
What is that in reference to?
Probably
Karlaftis, I'm
Karlaftis.
assuming. Not
getting
getting to.
Yeah, Braden's a Chiefs guy.
Right.
Not getting to the Chiefs at Braden, how you doing, man? Not getting the Chiefs at 29.
Braden, I got you. Don't worry. We're taking running backs. I got you.
Spiller.
And the punt god. We're taking the punt god.
There it is. I really don't
All right.
hesitate. Honestly.
Really?
He couldn't get his hands off this draft and this pick. I really don't.
Okay.
I think the smart play is to go off interior offensive line. 100%.
Yeah, so I was gonna say is like I'd be looking at Zion or Kenyon Green before receiver, but
Yep. But Jerry Jones, Arkansas connections, man.
I'll take your word for it.
I think
this is a spot where honestly, like,
downright hilarious, but I think
I really don't know what all right, we're doing it.
I don't hate that because
no, me neither.
You lose Amari Cooper, you plug in Traylon Burks, and you still have those really good 3 receiver sets. And they lost Cedric Wilson too.
Yes.
So it's not as though they have a stocked cupboard at receivers, and they're getting away from running the football with Zeke as much, and they're trying to get more pass heavy. And having 3 receivers who all have yak ability, by the way.
Yes.
I mean, what Traylon Burks does with the ball in his hands is just stupid. Dude is as graceful as a cat, my friend.
It's gonna be great when the Cowboys are a first round exit again.
You better hope Logan's not listening.
You know why?
He's so mad, punching air.
It's because
There's other
the Vikings
reasons that I
have
hope
better
Logan's not
11
listening.
personnel, isn't it? That's why.
It's true.
Dude, that's a good fantasy offense, though.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
The Bills are here at 25. Unfortunately for you, Jake, this is your last pick.
Oh, is that Packers are
No, it's
trading
not.
out
He's
at
got the
28.
Packers.
Packers
28.
are trading out at 28.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I was looking at teams, and because they're
the
together,
Lions also pick again.
it lists the Bills as the
Yeah.
last team. But yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
28.
The Packers and
Packers.
Lions do pick again, but yeah.
Get good, Zach. Get good.
My fault.
Yeah,
Although
you do-
Pittsburgh might
you do have
Pittsburgh might
32
call
as well.
again.
Yeah, good. This is lovely for the Bills. Every interior lineman's still here, so love that. But corner 2 is also a need. They also just throw picks at defensive line like nobody's business. And Devontae Wyatt paired with Ed Oliver sounds awesome. I'm going to lean corner.
Okay.
Booth.
And yeah, man. As
Make
much
our
as
make our
Elam-
buddy Derek cry.
Yeah,
Let me
Derek.
drink those beers.
Derek loves Booth. I'm on the train with him. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Elam just because of what the Bills are going to prefer. I like Booth playing off, playing in zone as well, and I think the Bills will do a lot of that. But oh man, click and close, tackling ability, ball skills.
That's
I
a
just
great secondary.
Oh,
That's
Andrew Booth's
a
too
lot
good,
of
man.
turnovers in that
Too
secondary.
good, man. Yeah,
That's a lot
it's
of
too good.
turnovers.
It's too good.
All right. Well, I hate that, but there it is. Andrew Booth Jr. to the Bills,
I hate it.
25.
The rich get richer, it's fine.
I just want to throw out there that with 3 out of the 4 of us being AFC North guys, The Bengals are getting very close to Tyler Linderbaum, and I think we should do something about that collectively.
Well, it's not going to happen here for Tennessee. This is one of my best player team fits of the draft. I think that this guy has a sneaky shot to go even a little bit higher than this, but in my mind, he's definitely going round 1. I'm going Tyler Smith here to Tennessee at 26.
The next Isaiah Wilson. I mean, no, it's fine. We're good. We're good. We're fine.
Isn't that the same spot? Wasn't he also 26th overall?
Over Zion Johnson, huh?
27 or 28, I think, was Isaiah Wilson. It's really close, though. Yikes. It hurts. Well, the Buccaneers just get richer here.
Yeah, the Buccaneers are now on the clock. That's Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now I can say this. Tyler, this is your last pick.
It is my last pick. And again, I'm kind of mixed between a couple picks, and one of them is the same thing. One of them is Zion Johnson. He's still there. I didn't think he'd still be there, honestly. And the other, I feel like, is the more realistic pick to what they'll do is Devontae Wyatt. I think they need a guy to go next to Vita Vea, and I feel like he's the obvious one. And anybody who's really concerned about the off-field stuff, you might be. The NFL isn't. The NFL does not care. So he might make it here, but I'm going to go Devontae Wyatt because I need that 3 technique on the defense, on that defensive line.
Yeah, and also the Buccaneers in the window they don't care either.
Yeah, I mean, you got Brady back
right
another
now.
year.
Yeah, you've
got to win now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know how this happened because they weren't supposed to have another pick, but the Packers also pick again here at 28, Jake. So,
ooh, this is between two guys. Receiver, don't even bother pulling it up. It's not happening. Not with these two guys on the board. Karlaftis still here and Zion Johnson both. Oh,
Karlaftis is
right
gone.
there.
Karlaftis went to Arizona.
Can't even see those right now. Those receivers. What is receiver? Oh no, Karlaftis did go. Oh yeah, so this is easy then. It's Zion Johnson at 28.
Ooh. Okay.
So I'm sure this will be greeted with lovely reactions if these were the 2 picks.
I'm sending it.
First
I'm
day.
literally going to reply with this clip to everything that the Packers tweet out
Do it.
in the next couple of days.
Do it. Okay. I don't think they're not gonna force the issue at receiver. They aren't. They will not do it unless they think like Jameson Williams is ridiculously good and they move up for him. If they stick with their 2 picks, I do think everybody but Burks will be off the board. And I don't know what they think of Burks as a true X type because again, he can beat press and he can win downfield like that. Eviscerating press is no problem. It's, hey, I need you to move this defender for me in your stem, or I need you to leverage step and stem at a guy. He just doesn't do that all. The mental side of the route running is just not like a thing with Burks yet. And it might not matter, but Zion Johnson gives you flexibility now to go, okay, we can move Jenkins out there to right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Or, maybe they do like Yosh Nijman enough to where he can play right tackle, but it gives you the ability to have the interior really locked down.
Was that an actual name that you just said?
Yosh Nijman? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's their
Play
he's their
sneeze.
guy. But I just, again, Smitty and I both said it not too long ago, like
That's my wife, by the way.
Zion Johnson, top 10 player in this class,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah.
Like he's that good, center and guard.
Yeah, now I feel like an idiot for saying top 20, top 10.
No,
Top 5. Top 5.
This class
Top-
is
He's
mid,
the best
man.
player in this class.
He might be
Top 0.
Versatility, he's the
That
best
good.
player.
center and guard versatility, man. He can reach block. He took snaps at center at the Senior Bowl and did a pretty good job. So
NFL teams love versatility on the offensive line.
yeah,
So.
Green Bay does. Elton Jenkins, Exhibit A. Here we go. We're doing it again.
And Green Bay
Is,
loves not taking a receiver when they should. So you're just staying on brand.
Yes. Yes. Listen, I'm
Is,
a John Mechie round 2 guy over some of the guys that are still available. So
What is your response to this comment?
don't care. Zion Johnson's good.
I know who that is too.
I
So.
don't care. I don't care. Zion Johnson's good. I don't care. I don't care.
I mean, when you look at what are they? Tackles, sure, but not guards. Look at the tackles available. Zion Johnson makes the most sense.
Kenyon Green could be the pick here too. He's played right tackle.
After the first 3 tackles, it's a crapshoot after that. It's who's going to be good.
It's rough. It's rough.
Is Braden still here? Because Richie's about to ruin the Chiefs franchise with these next couple
Here we
picks.
go.
All right, man. I think you should do punter and long snapper.
I'm
Don't even
still
throw
waiting
a
on a
running back
reason
out there.
Give me the punt god right here.
Don't throw running back out there as a peace offering.
Didn't say take a tackle.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Big time, baby.
The first thing I want to do here is I want to get probably the best athlete on the board that fits a big need for me in Boye Mafe. And I love how big he is. I love the tools that he has available to them. I think this is long-term. First of all, I think it's day one kind of starting material here. But this is also a guy that you can go on to replace Frank Clark with, because Clark is getting older and because Clark's play has drastically declined. I think Mafe is a guy who is not only a long-term guy, but he's also a day one impact guy for me. So I think that Mafe would be one of the easier picks for them to make here. So I'd take him at 29 to start. After that, I'm not sure where to go from here because
Breece Hall.
It's really, yeah, exactly. Well, if they're going to take a running back, they're going to take a small guy who can catch like Kyron Williams. So
you're batting 1,000 for Braden right now. So
well, it's time to mess it up because
Pickens.
Here's the thing: is Desmond Ridder is still sitting there.
Love that.
And I can get some really good value by trading Mahomes.
You could.
So
that's true.
The Rams have called and offered their 2025 first through their 2035 first for Patrick Mahomes.
And how could I possibly pass on that? I'm just saying. No.
Crazy for thinking they could look receiver.
And that's the thing is I was going to bring up that Jahan Dotson is sitting there.
I know who I'm taking.
Dotson is a very intriguing guy to me. He's like, he's tall, but he's not big. And he's not the fastest guy in the world.
No, he's anorexic.
Oh, that's a comment I wasn't expecting. But Dotson is a very intriguing option here.
There it is.
I also, I do like the idea of doubling down on defense because Kyer Elam is such a good value here to match outside with L'Jarius Henderson, who has been a lot better than anyone anticipated him being. Perrion Winfrey is another guy if you wanted to continue building your front there to match him and Chris Jones. The problem is Winfrey isn't really a nose tackle. Like, I feel like he's more of a shade guy. So Nakobe Dean is intriguing as well if you want to round out your linebackers between him, Willie Gay Jr., and Nick Bolton. That's 3 really fun chase linebackers. I think that at the end of the day, you got to address both sides of the ball here, though. I don't know if they would be the ones who would commit to one side of the ball in the first round, even though personally I would take Elam here. I am going to give him Dotson because they do have a needed receiver now. And he's the best on the board, and he's a lot better than people think. But I'm not going to lie, that guy that you have right up there, George Pickens, that's a dude I thought about. Pickens would be a lot of fun there. And he makes sense there because he's a dog.
Well, yeah, he went to Georgia.
But
that's true.
I hate it here.
I like Sky Moore quite a bit in that spot personally, but
Samesies.
It is what it is. I can't necessarily argue with it. I'm just waiting to see what Braden comes in here with because
hey, Steelers are going to trade up from 52 and take Sky Moore. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Is this the most obvious pick for Cincinnati at 31 though?
Nah, this is Seattle. We got to get a quarterback, man.
Oh, that's true. Burrow's
Seattle's
payday's
probably
coming
on the
up.
phone. Well, yeah,
Burrow's
or
payday's
that,
coming up,
yeah.
and
for that.
That's true. This could be a trade out spot, but
Do we
with
think-
Linderbaum still there,
Do we
Linderbaum
think
and
the
Elam.
The Chiefs pick both times.
I think they
No.
could absolutely trade down. I would almost bet on that.
I think that's the Seattle trade up for a QB spot.
I could totally see that.
From
That makes a
40 to
lot
30.
of sense. Yeah.
for Ritter or Corral?
So that's where they pick to take Corral.
Yeah.
Corral. Okay.
Hey, Corral's
get
going to the
behind that.
draft.
Is he?
That's true.
He is.
Is that list released? I
Yeah.
missed that.
Corral's
Yeah.
going and Pickett's not.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
Pickett's probably going to be picked in the first, but like the ones that were shocking is like Kyler Gordon and Matt Corral that were going to the
Mhm.
like the green room.
Dude, did like no one go to Pickett's birthday party? What's the deal?
Would you go to Kirk Cousins'
Kyler
light
Gordon's
birthday
going to be
party?
standing. Kyler Gordon's going to be standing in the room like Will Smith, wondering why nobody else is there.
I do think if like the Booth medicals are not great and the Patriots take Elam at 21, I think Gordon might be a Bills pick.
Is Kyler Gordon going to pull Will Smith and go up and slap?
We got a commissioner slap, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, say Cincinnati sticks.
Keep my
at
name
this
out your
spot.
mouth.
He gets picked to the team he doesn't want. Keep my name out your mouth.
Or Goodell goes, yeah, so we did pretty well in the green room, only had one person left, and then that's where he goes out. He's like, oh man. Kansas City should. They really should. They don't though.
If
That's what
Cincinnati
stinks.
stays here at 31, though,
Braden, I appreciate the love, brother.
I don't. If Cincinnati stays here at 31,
Didn't ask you.
is it is this Tyler Linderbaum? I know you just mentioned Kyer though too, and I guess that
Yeah,
makes sense for
Kyer.
them.
I think they go one of those two. Those
Yeah.
both make the most sense here.
Counterpoint, Leo Chanel.
I mean, they didn't worry about protecting their
David
quarterback
Ojabo.
with the lineman last year in the first
Jabo,
round. Why would they do it this year?
yeah.
David Ojabo. Play the
I
long
do
game
think-
here.
I do think Linderbaum or Elam. Probably.
I mean, I hate it either way, but
I know.
I'm with Smitty on this. Yeah, hate
I
it.
know. I know.
I would vote for
Punching
Linderbaum.
air.
I'll throw a vote for Linderbaum. Get a great player in the keep him in the first.
Also
I'll go
voting for
Linderbaum.
Okay, and to wrap things up, the Detroit Lions are on the clock.
Do you take your quarterback? Since you
See,
passed
so
on
here's
one
my
earlier?
thing with I think Thor Nystrom from NBC Sports Edge makes a great point about this. I think if you want your quarterback in this draft, you're taking Willis at 2. If you don't take Willis at 2, you forget about it altogether. I think
Okay.
I think Thor makes a great point with that. I think if you want Willis,
100%
makes
agree.
sense because I think like we had seen in Hill go right in the first. If one of them makes it to 32, I feel really good about that. I go linebacker. There's some edge guys still here, right? If you don't go edge in the first and you take Willis, like Ebiketie would be a player I'd love to have at 32 if I went Willis at 2. They went edge. So I'm leaning linebacker or safety. Feel like we've had too many safeties come off for there to be a fourth one to go. So, receiver. Still looking for that X receiver
Pickens.
in Detroit.
Mm,
That would
Dude,
be,
I would
you're
love
not getting him at 34. So if you like I don't think anyway. If you like a linebacker, you're probably going to get him at 34. Because I think the Jaguars would be all over Pickens.
you would hope.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
I
fair.
love that.
Pickens.
Love it.
Let's go Pickens.
And the even funnier part is he doesn't have a quarterback to throw to.
Well.
Hey, Jared
is-
Goff is a
this is-
quarterback.
This is phase 1 of the Lions plan, okay? We're going to be bad again, okay? Next year.
Again.
We're going to be bad again, and we're taking CJ Stroud. Okay?
There we
Has
go.
this,
There you
has
go.
this plan been going on since 2011?
Longer.
Guys, we got
Much
one more
longer.
year. We got one more year of being bad. And
No
then
comment.
We got one more.
all right, let's just run back through this. We got Trayvon Walker going first overall to Jacksonville. That seems very, very plausible. If you follow the betting odds on this at all, latest I saw today, he was minus 150 now. So very heavy favorite for Trayvon Walker to go number 1. Aiden Hutchinson goes number 2. Ahmad Gardner, Sauce Gardner at 3. Kayvon Thibodeau at 4. Evan Neal at 5. You love to see it. Kenny Pickett goes 6 to Carolina. Derek Stingley Jr. goes 7 to New York. Ekwonu goes 8 to Atlanta. Charles Cross at 9 to Seattle. That's not going to happen. Pittsburgh jumps up to get their quarterback at 10 and Malik Willis. Kyle Hamilton goes 11 to Washington. I hate this, but the Ravens get up to number 12 to take Jermaine Johnson right before Houston could take him. So Houston has to settle, in a sense, for Jordan Davis at 13. Jameson Williams, the first wide receiver off the board at 14, started a little bit of a run here. Garrett Wilson at 15 to Philly and Chris Olave at 16 to New Orleans before the Chargers take Trevor Penning off the board, tackle 1 at 17. Trent McDuffie at 18 to Philly. Lewis Seen at 19 to New Orleans. Drake London falls all the way to 20 to the Jets after they trade back 10 spots. They still get him. Devin Lloyd at 21 to New England. Daxton Hill at 22 to Green Bay. George Karlaftis at 23 to Arizona. Dallas, they got to take a receiver. Of course, Traylon Burks goes there. Andrew Booth Jr., maybe my favorite pick of this draft, going 25 to Buffalo. Tyler Smith in Tennessee is a match made in heaven. We had to make that happen at 26. Devontae White falls to 27 for Tampa Bay. Zion Johnson, 28, Green Bay. Boye Mafe and Jahan Dotson back-to-back for Kansas City before Cincinnati takes Tyler Linderbaum at 31 and George Pickens, the last pick of night 1, at pick 32 for Detroit.
Love it.
There's the rundown.
The most
I like
accurate draft you will see, people.
Yeah, this is going to be 32 for 32. The draft, like the trades are going to happen exactly the way that they did as well.
Yep.
Pittsburgh and New York
And
just swapping the next 2
Baltimore.
years worth of drafts, basically. So
Yeah.
no, that one's actually not happening. Never mind. 31 out of 32 right here.
Yeah.
On
31 out of 30. Trevor Penning is 9th, baby. Seattle.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, just based off this one exercise, I know that I'm sure you guys have done your own mock drafts and stuff. How different or how close was this to other ones that you've done?
I feel like this was pretty close. Like I think we did a pretty good job kind of sticking to what we know. The thing is with the draft every year, there's going to be guys who go in the first that were like, really Seattle? You're taking the punt god at 9 overall? All right. To each their own. But in all seriousness, there's guys every year that kind of shuffle it all up. I think we did a pretty good job kind of staying unbiased and, quote unquote, true to the board. I think we did a good job.
Top 7 looks good.
Okay.
I'm here for
And I think
Pickett.
beyond that, you're just
Jermaine Johnson could be the pick at 8 for Atlanta. I will say, I wrote up a mock Saturday. This top 7 is the top 7. Then
Okay.
it just gets wonky.
You know
It
what's funny?
really
You say
gets
7
wonky.
because last year during our live show for the draft, I had the first 7 right, and then I missed like 5 of the next 6.
That's where I made my comeback.
Yeah. But I had the first 7 perfect, and then it just went off the rails, and we ended up being tied at the end of night 1. So
It's
who is like one guy that you think, Richie's mentioning one guy could kind of throw it off by being taken in round 1. Like, who is that guy this year, do you think?
I think the Packers could take Logan Hall at 28.
I actually really like Logan Hall, but that would definitely shake some things up.
I think that's 100% in play. So maybe okay. I'll admit I did a personal preference pick with Zion Johnson.
Yeah,
but I wanted him to get in the first round because I think he will go in the first round.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think Logan Hall could be 100% in play. This is like the Peyton Turner last year. Goes near the end of the first, guy to Houston defensive line. I think it could happen again.
Okay. What do you think about that Tyler Smith because at 26, because I think that's another guy that very well could go night one. That I think a lot of people are penciling in like mid round 2.
Yeah,
and I think that he goes earlier. That's kind of like my guy to go night one. That's kind of unexpected.
the stock exchange guys, they've talked about that.
Yeah,
That him going in the first. And I think it could start with Arizona at 23.
Okay. Makes sense.
I think he's 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a young player, and those teams who have like the age guardrails in the first, the Packers are one of them. Not to keep mentioning Green Bay, but the Packers are one of them that would, again, if they go tackle, 21 years old, like this is a young player with that dog in him.
Mm-hmm.
Hands are extremely wide, though, and that's a problem. But again, a younger guy you hopefully can mold. So
Yeah.
I get it.
I hope
I'm glad you put him in the
track
first.
of the dog. How many times?
You-
we
I
said
wonder
dog.
how different this could have been if Nate was actually here making picks, because I feel like he wouldn't have done.
Or that bum
Like,
Donnie.
Nate would have been more wonky, I feel like.
When Nate and I
Yeah,
did
Nate
our-
had. I was just saying when you and Nate did it, like I
moved
actually really
back.
enjoyed watching that. Like it was interesting.
yeah,
So I wonder what he would have brought.
him for the Saints would have brought a lot more to the table. We were
Yeah.
just like, those 3 positions. You know?
Right.
Were
Yeah, he
we
might have
wrong,
had some
though?
like outlier guys maybe to throw out there.
I don't think we're wrong. I mean, when we did it, he moved back with Buffalo and took Zion Johnson at 25.
Mm, yeah.
So
Makes sense.
I think he took
Said
Garrett
Logan
Wilson.
Hall. I think
but-
Travis Jones is another one that might sneak into the end of the first round.
Ooh.
And I think it's in that run
Be
where
interesting.
the Titans, Packers, and Chiefs are. One of those teams.
What about like a Kyler Gordon?
Well, he's going to be at the draft, so he must know something.
Arizona,
got the call.
Buffalo.
Arizona
Those-
loves Husky
Ari-
DBs.
Arizona, Buffalo, Cincinnati. I think. I will say, I do think Booth at 27.5 right now in the props.
I'd take the over.
I would probably take the over. That was
I'd
just
love him
enticing at 25 to Buffalo, man. I might take him over McDuffie.
I'd love Baltimore to take him at 14.
Depending. I'm with you.
I love.
They're not with you. They're not.
If I were Kevin Colbert, I'd take him at 20.
Joke's on you. He's not going to be there. Well, she's a guy. So.
As always, this is a ton of fun. One more time. Actually, let me get rid of this screen so we're all.
Do it. One more thing.
Full
How many
size
QBs we think go in the first? Do you think we do
I
enough?
have.
Set the over under at 2.5. You take the over or under there.
Over.
They actually. It's at 3.5 now.
Yeah, because
No,
Tennessee.
I don't like that.
Because of
On it-
Tennessee, unfortunately.
I saw that. I saw with Tennessee. That's very interesting. But it made us. I brought that up on around the 412 to Tyler, with Tennessee specifically because it's just another one of those. They literally just paid Ryan Tannehill like 2 years ago, but it's obviously he's not in that upper echelon of quarterbacks, and that's what everybody's trying to get to right now.
Bro, I mean, he's a mid quarterback, so they're going to take another mid quarterback
Yeah, Desmond Ritter,
But it's going to be a mid quarterback
Desmond
on a rookie
Mitter.
contract.
on a rookie contract. That's true.
Desmond Mitter.
Desmond No, I mean, if
I'm
the
using that.
3.5, if the line is at
Okay.
3.5 for quarterbacks taken,
I said
I'd-
3,
I'd-
so that's.
I would probably
that
take
makes
the under
sense.
on that. If it's 2.5, I'm taking the over. I think 3 will be taken.
Yeah.
So
We only had 2, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not
'cause we have
happening.
brains and NFL GMs don't.
No, because
This
even
is
if my thinking is, even if like it's not going to be Cincinnati or Detroit, well, Cincinnati obviously wouldn't take one, but one of those two teams could move back. And like we mentioned Seattle, right? Like moving up to 31 or 32 to get a quarterback and have that 5th-year option on them. So, that like Lamar Jackson pick, basically.
Yeah.
Which is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always get that 5th year.
Well, yeah, and like even Seattle, they can move Kansas City spot. Kansas City can move out of one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I keep bringing up the Packers. I apologize. The Packers could easily move out of 28. They're the move down kings late in the late 20s. And Seattle's traded with them before. Back when they moved up for Savage in 2019.
Okay.
And they came back up with Seattle after moving down from 14 when the Saints came up for Davenport. They went back to 27. They move up with Seattle to take Jair, and Seattle moved back to 27.
That worked out.
Yeah.
See, the Steelers needed that Russell Wilson trade not to happen because we have the history with Denver, but now they don't have pick number 9. So
that's all right. You
Stinks.
just do the Devin Bush type of like value move
Yeah.
up for Malik Willis. And
but all right, yeah, guys, one more time if you want to let everybody know where to find your stuff. And Jake, I know you might not want to do it because we're also having a live draft show, but you can absolutely talk about your own draft show that you're doing as well. 100%.
no, you guys should definitely watch these guys as well. Just open multiple tabs because you're going to get way more info than the broadcast are going to give you. If you put on ESPN and NFL Network, don't do that. Don't do either of those. Go to the Round the 4-1-2 and
Well, especially because Herbie's
want.
not even going to be there. Like he's
Exactly.
doing it right from his house, and same thing with Mel Kiper. So
Yeah.
If you want to do multiple tabs, I'll go ahead and plug the Locked On Networks as well.
There you go.
there you go. But yeah, they obviously these guys do great work. They got their own stuff going on. Social media. What is it again?
I'm at Jake NFL Draft right there in the corner.
Yeah, name on every. Is that your name on everything?
No, not on
That-
YouTube because
I was just say your YouTube
YouTube
channel. I
is
don't
Jake
think is-
Schyvinck NFL.
Yeah, because I didn't want to do just draft on YouTube. That's why. Unfortunately.
That makes sense. I'm gonna put the YouTube link in the comments though because people are gonna be like,
appreciate
"How do we spell his last name?"
Yeah, that's the one.
It's
Yeah, that's the one.
NFLDRAFT. It's right in front of you.
That's my
What's your
last name? Don't wear it out.
Jake NFL Draft.
Yeah.
Jake
And,
NFL Draft.
And Richie, of course. Once again, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Richie Brads with a Z36. If for some reason you're an absolutely insane Arizona State Sun Devils fan, you can definitely
Those don't exist.
check out the Locked On Sun Devils podcast as well. I love talking Arizona State Sun Devils. Like I said, you like mid teams, you're gonna love me.
Desmond Mitter. That's
Desmond
my takeaway from
Mitter.
the night.
Oh, good.
That's my takeaway from the night. We appreciate obviously you two coming on as well as everybody that watched back or watched the show live with us. We can't thank you enough for joining it. We will see you guys again Thursday night for night 1 of the NFL draft. Jake, you guys are actually doing something for night 2 though as well. We're kind
We
of
are.
up in the air with what's going on with us.
If
But
you don't,
either
man,
way, night 1 we will be here. So please come back to Around the 412. Hang out with us. We got some giveaways going on as well. Other than that, for Smitty, for Tyler, for Jake, for Richie, we will talk to you guys then. Bye-bye.